Welcome to Seasylessons Lessons once more. Today we will look at common grammar mistakes that we all make at one point or another. If you're new to my channel, thank you for stopping in. If you're returning, it's always a pleasure to have you here. If you like what you see, don't forget to hit the red button, the subscribe button, and turn your bell notifications on so you'll see more lessons coming to you on Max Easy Lessons. The first common error that many people make is that of subject-verb agreement. Many times we forget that if the singular subject is being used, then you must use the plural verb. Now, if the subject is plural, then the verb must also be plural. It is correct to say the two best moments of that concert were the food and the music, but it is not correct to say the two best moments of that concert was the food and the music. Now then we have sentence fragments. Sometimes we write and we forget to put in the subject, we forget to put in a verb, a complete verb, or sometimes we forget both. And we put our periods, our full stop right at the end of it, thinking that it's a complete sentence when it really is not. We have to be careful of sentence fragments. Here are some examples right here. Next up, we have missing comma after introducing an element. Again, that is a common error, especially if you are writing and you are writing very fast. A comma should be used after an introductory word, phrase, or clause, and this gives the reader a slight pause after an introductory element, and it can often help to avoid confusion in your writing. What is correct then would be, in case you haven't checked, comma, the bag is in the corner. Then we go to misusing the apostrophe with its. Now, ITS is its. IT apostrophe S refers to it as yes, but it is pronounced as its. And that one can be tricky in many cases. I don't believe it's finally Tuesday. That's not correct if it doesn't have an apostrophe in the word it's. What would be correct is, I don't believe it's, as in it is, finally Tuesday. Next up is where there is no comma in a compound sentence. A comma separates two or more independent clauses in a compound sentence that is separated by a conjunction. The comma goes after the first clause and right before the coordinating conjunction that separates the clauses. So it is correct then to say the woman jumped into a green BMW car, comma, and she drove away before being noticed. A comma then goes before that coordinating conjunction and. Next up is one that a lot of people still get confused by, and it's misplaced or dangling modifier. A misplaced modifier is a word, a phrase, or a clause that is improperly separated from the word it modifies or describes. In other words, that descriptive phrase that you attach in the sentence doesn't go beside the correct noun or pronoun that it should be talking about. So, one example is, while walking home, Kara found a sparkly girl's bracelet. Now, that would not be correct. While walking home, Kara found a girl's sparkly bracelet, which simply means then that the sparkly bracelet belonged to a girl, and that would have been correct. Number 7 here is vague pronoun reference. A pronoun can replace a noun, and it should replace a noun, and its antecedent should be the person, place, or thing to which the pronoun refers. In the case of a vague pronoun reference, we are talking about words such as it, that, this, and which often can leave a reader confused if they do not know what or whom the pronoun refers. So in this incorrect example, when Mark finally found his cat, he was so excited. Was it the cat or Mark who was excited? That much is left for the person who is reading to figure. But the writer would have wanted to say, Mark was so excited when he finally found his cat. Number 8 is wrong word usage. And there's a whole list for that one. People tend to confuse words. And when we do, a single letter can change the meaning of a word. And when we confuse words in a sentence, we change the actual meaning of the sentence. So we have to be careful of what we do. In this case, we're talking about accepted and accepted. She accepted his offer to buy her lunch. That would not be correct because she is taking him up on that offer to buy her lunch. So what you would write is she accepted his offer to buy her lunch. Now, run-on sentences are very popular and common, and these are one that you would do for your exams, identifying errors in sentences. A run-on sentence occurs when you connect two main clauses with no punctuation marks. What is incorrect is, she tried to climb the wall, her brother stopped her. That's a run-on sentence. There is no pause. There is no punctuation to tell you, all right, this happened and that happened. What is correct, though, is that she tried to climb the wall, comma, but her brother stopped her. Unnecessary commas are also important. It is a common writing mistake to use commas when they aren't necessary. There are dozens of examples of this error floating around across your internet that you can find, but here are just a few common mistakes. John wants to get a degree in teaching, comma, or counseling. That is incorrect. John wants to get a degree in teaching or medicine or counseling. Example number 2. Jeff knew immediately, comma, that the car would swerve. There is no need for a comma there. Jeff knew immediately that the car would swerve. That's just one complete thought. Number 11 is a lack of parallel structure. Faulty parallelism occurs when two or more parts of a sentence are similar in meaning, but they are not grammatically similar in form, or they don't run parallel to each other. Janelle wanted to learn more about careers in programming, engineering, biochemist, and research scientist. No, this one is a long, incorrect sentence, but if you look at the corrected version, you'll see what is happening there. Biochemist is the person. It's not the study. It's not the subject. So that is one that you would have had to change. Scientist is a person as well, not the subject. So you'll want to say, Janelle wanted to learn more about careers in programming, engineering, biochemistry, and research science. Sentence sprawl is number 12. A sentence can become a burden to read when there are too many equally weighted phrases. Here is an incorrect one. Erica was planning to attend her friend's wedding on March 14, but at the last minute, she found out that she had an emergency at work, so she couldn't attend the wedding, and she felt really guilty about it. Now, that's a whole mouthful. What should have been there is, unexpectedly, Erica was called for an emergency at work and couldn't attend her friend's wedding on March 14th. And that's one sentence. The second sentence now would be, she felt guilty about missing it. Number 13, and we're getting there. A comma splice occurs, and this one is comma splice. A comma splice occurs when two separate sentences are joined with a comma rather than a period or a semicolon. We often create comma splices when using transitional words, such as however, therefore, moreover, nevertheless, or furthermore, and quite a number of other transitional words too. What is incorrect is, my intention was to go to the party, comma, however, I decided not to go after all. The correct version should be, my intention was to go to the party, semicolon, which is a complete thought. However, I decided not to go after all, which is another complete thought. In this second example, Erica and JJ love to go shopping. They then have lunch together when they're done. And this sentence would have been incorrect because it's separated only by a comma when there are two separate ideas. What is correct is that Erica and JJ love to go shopping. And that's one complete thought. It's ended with a full stop. They then have lunch together when they are done. Next up, we have the colon mistakes. A colon is used after a complete sentence to introduce a word, phrase, clause, a list, or quotation. The colon signifies that what follows proves or explains the sentence that came before the colon. So what is incorrect is people visit Barbados for, and then the colon goes there. The warmer weather, the colon goes there, the warmer weather, the beach, and the food. What is correct is that people visit Barbados for 3 reasons, and this is where you have your list, your 3 reasons coming up, and therefore you put a colon. The warmer weather, the beach, and the food. Then we have split infinitives. An infinitive is the word to with a verb, and some people may call it the base form, and if you do Spanish, you'll call it the base form. A split infinitive separates the word to and the verb with another word, often a descriptive word for the verb, the adverb. What is incorrect is Erica tried to quickly finish her chores before she had to go to classes. Now, in between to finish, we have quickly, And that is where you would have had the split infinitives. Now, while some persons may tell you that this is okay, what happens is sometimes when you split that infinitive, it makes your sentence awkward. So what would have been correct here is that Erica tried to finish her chores quickly before she had to go to classes. Then we have there, and there. And these are homonyms. And these are words that sound alike but have different meanings. There, there, refers to a place. Their is the possessive adjective, and that's used before a noun. They apostrophe re is the contracted form of they are. So here we have all of them in a sentence. They are not happy that their, which belongs to them, drink, order, is still sitting on the bar over their place. So they're not happy that their drink order is still sitting on the bar over there. Then we have it's and its. It is an its. It is, it's, with the apostrophe, is there as a contraction of it is. It's, with no apostrophe, is the possessive form. Who and whom can be very tricky. The best way to figure out which one you need is by answering the question you're asking with he, him, she, or her. Now, if the answer is he or she, then you use who. Who broke my computer? She broke my computer. If the answer to the question is him or her, then use whom. Whom are you looking for? I am looking for him. You will not say I am looking for he. You would say I am looking for him. Now here is a quick tip that you can remember. Him and whom, both of them end with the letter M. Now your and your. Again, one is the possessive adjective, your, and your is a contraction of you are with the apostrophe. Your with the apostrophe, it's the contraction. I or me. How do we use I or me? What is incorrect is she had a great time with Polly and I. Now, one of the things I learned years ago is that if you want to know if you are using I or me, split those sentences. So, she had a great time with Polly. She had a great time with me. Not she had a great time with I. She had a great time with me. And that will help you to figure. She had a great time with Polly and me. Less or fewer? Am I talking about a specific number of things? Now, if you are talking about, then if you're talking about a specific number, use fewer. If you're talking about something that's not specific, use less. Words that are confusing, allude and elude. Allude with an A means that you make reference to something. Elude with an E means that you're trying to avoid or to escape something. So you elude your captors, but you allude to the bag that's on the table. Peek and peek. Homonyms. P-E-E-K means to take a quick glance at something. P-E-A-K is the highest point. So you talk about the mountain peak, E-A-K, but you talk about peeking through the window. Then or than. T-H-E-N, the one with the E refers to time. T-H-A-N with an A is a conjunction that is used to compare two things. I looked at the picture frames for a while, then finally decided that I prefer the gold frame than the silver frame. Let's get into complement and complement. The complement with the I is an expression of praise or admiration. Complement with the E is where something completes something. So you would compliment her on the new earrings or the new outfit that she has. But the hairdo, the earrings, will also complete the entire outfit. Loose or loose, the one with the single L-O-S-E, means to be without something. So you lose something. You lose your pen. You lose your pencil. You lose your watch. L-O-O-S-E is when something is too big. It's no longer tight. It's the opposite. So the dress is loose. Continuous and continual. Continuous means that it goes on and on and on and on and on and never stops. Just like this video may seem to be continuous. But continual means it is something that happens repeatedly. and the action may stop for brief periods of time. Farther and further. Farther is used to refer to physical distance. Further, on the other hand, is used to describe figurative or metaphorical distances. So, you walk farther away, but you take a friendship with someone a little further by becoming romantically involved. Between and among, and this one gets quite a number of people. Between is when you are choosing between two, you want to make a choice with two things or two distinct ideas. But among is when you go for a larger number. You choose between the two belts, the two pens, but you choose among the colors of the back, of the Skittles in the back. Lay versus lie, and this one is very tricky. To lie means to recline horizontally, while lay means to put something down horizontally. For example, you are lying down on your bed. You lie on your bed, but you lay a bag on the table. You put that bag on the table. Now, one of the things I've often told students, if you're still not sure which one you're writing on the exam conditions, use something else. Use something else. But the past tense of lie is lay. Now, when I say use something else, can you put something? Can you put yourself on the bed in a horizontal position? No. But if you want to know which one is lay, it's where you can put an object onto a surface, and that one is lay. Sounds weird, but it does work. The past tense of lay, however, is laid. And in this case, you may find that you want to lay to refer to a person in bed in the past tense. In the past tense, lay is laid. Now, here are the past tenses in one sentence. Yesterday, she laid the pillow on the bed, but then she lay down in bed for a while longer. I could care less, and this one is being used quite often. I could care less. The term I could care less, for many people it means I couldn't care less, but there are two different things. I couldn't care less means that I'm really not bothered by what you're saying. But I could care less means that you care about something, but you could have cared a little bit less than you currently care. Sounds weird? Yes, but there are two different things. I couldn't care less and I could care less are two different things. All right, so principle and principal. Interesting one. Principle that ends with le refers to a fundamental belief or a rule, while principal that ends with al refers to someone who is at the highest rank of importance, for example, a school principal. Could have, would have, and should have. And I was going to go with could have first and would have and should have. So many people, I realize, so many persons really are you saying could have and ought to and would have, and this one is really the most interesting one for me. There is nothing called could have and would have and should have and ought to. Could have is really the contraction to could have, and it is spelled COULD''VE, and would have WOULD''VE, and should have SHOULD''VE. But so many people believe that they are off instead of VE, and so they say something different. Off to is what many people use. It's supposedly have to. It is correct to say have to and not off to. May versus might, both words mean something that could possibly happen, but the might refers to possibilities that are more distant. For example, I may buy those tickets so that I might win. In other words, may means that there is a possibility that this is being considered, while might is something that is left to chance. Now, wish versus that. Use wish if it contains non-essential information. Use that if the clause is essential to the meaning, if it is important to the meaning of the sentence. And finally, who versus that. Use who to refer to human beings, and we use that to refer to inanimate objects. So, whose pen is that? That pen belongs to the person who is over there, not the person that is over there. The person who. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked something that you saw here. Don't forget to hit your subscribe buttons if you have really stuck around to the end. and leave a like for me, please. Thanks so much for watching.